The man can't leave the cave as a priest until it's time to test some shit up. So they say that the MMA 1313 Alpha, Queen, there's one. So they tell me that masters of the martial arts, the great Bodhidharma schools, don't stand a chance in this new era. Well, that was one of the things that we had to convince them to do. So one of the last things that the Monkey King had to do was to unleash all his monkeys. Now the post I had to make at 10:10 that preceded this video showed me the green light. Right? It showed me the green light to hit the kill switch. Because I was watching the serpent. The wise serpent. The wise serpent from the West Coast. Because no matter how you look at it, West Side, that's us in the middle. What do that mean? We always fucking bump straight. And if you always bump straight, the monkey gonna watch the snake. The snake gonna find the motherfuckers that's hiding in the holes. He gonna flush out the rats. You see? So if the monkey want to get rid of the rats, he keep his eye on the snake. Because the snake gonna chase a rat. And if you watch a snake chase a rat and the rat come out the hole, you can flip the imposter. So the monkey man never stopped watching the serpent. So Sun Wukong, the only way that he can get the wisdom of the ages and collect the 10 Buddha scrolls is he have to go through a series of zigzags up to what they call the sacred staff. You see? He started out as a broken arrow, as they call it, praying. No matter how hard I cry, God don't hear a sound. I point my joint to the sky, let off a sound, because can't no man hear this black man's pain, except another with no dough going insane. Mirror effect. Praying. God heard your cries. Every single sound when you pointed your joint to the sky, let off them rounds. Because I knew no man could feel a black man's pain except another with no dough going insane. They called me crazy because I walked away from my job and I told them I was joining the priesthood. They laughed at me and called me ignorant. But everybody then came and tested me. The lawyers, the doctors, the physicists, mathematicians, historians. They didn't all tested me. Always bumped straight. Always showed that I did my work. I cash in my receipts. I get my seal of approval. 360 degrees, as above, so below, 720. Now, that's called ascending. The 720 allows you to see all of the holes that rats been ran out of by the serpent. So, you see Tupac setting the mirrors up all up and down the West Coast. He with Eazy-E, 88. He with Eazy-E, 88. Y'all know what that means. He with Dr. Dre, the drag queen. That means that he flipped both ways. He's a double agent. That's why he said Dre up there sucking dick and eating pussy. He's telling me a double agent. He's been exposed as a double agent a few days ago through mirror effect, confessing when he sold Dre Beats for $3 billion. He told me that he played both sides from the middle. And I heard him in this interview say, I don't give a fuck what side win as long as I get paid. That's greed. Self-hatred being the root. As she told Suge, all I ever wanted to be was a white man. But what do he mean by that? I ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna stick to the mirrors. So At the end, the outlaws, 7 deadly niggas with the power to speech, able to reach every nigga in the streets. Right? You laugh now and cry later? Well, yo later here, motherfuckers. We ride. You see, he told you that he was going to spark the brain. I guarantee I will spark the brain that changed the world. A guarantee is a very, very strong statement for a 25-year-old kid to make. Well, he's actually like 23 at the time. 2 and 3 is 5. Flip the star. That's what he's telling me. Flip the star. So anyway, he's on the Ed Gordon show. Ed Gordon? Flash Gordon, motherfucker. In the 21st century. Remember, he told me to flip the 5 on Ed Gordon. Flash Gordon. Flip the 5. Who? 1. Who is the 1? Me. Neo. Motherfucking Morpheus Mysticus Magus. My alter ego. You see? Mirror effect. He's telling me. He's showing me. So once we get all the imposters out, once we get all of the spies flipped, then he said Thug Mansion. So when they came to steal our heaven, they brought us hell. So as we reclaim our heaven from the hell they brought, they can take their shit back and get the fuck off. I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born. Now you about to see these motherfucking monkeys swarm. You see, it worked like this. Once they see what I see, they can't unsee that shit even if they try to ignore it. You can't unsee it. So Elijah Muhammad told me to make it plain enough for a baby to understand. What the fuck you mean by that? A grown-ass man making something plain enough for a baby to understand. That is a as above, so below scenario. Daddy teach the child. Bring him up where he should go. Okay, so, yep, double agent, Abria, Truth Syndrome, Kanye, yep. So let me tell you what's going on with Kanye. You got 2 things. See, Kanye didn't grow up with a father. So Kanye gonna always bump right, overly righteous. It's gonna make him be overly creative. Overly intelligent and creative. There's no balance. He got too much creativity. So some of the shit come out his mouth don't sound as smart as he is creative. Why? They call that a savant. And then they break it up into subcategories and turn them into disorders. But all that means is his brain on the right mother side, the right hemisphere, the mother side, is way more advanced than his daddy's side. Even Tupac was telling you that he had to learn how to be a man from hanging in the streets. Right? So that's how we did it. See, these women some bad motherfuckers. And Mama said, when I was growing up, and I was asking her about girls, I was like, what's the big deal? Well, she said, you ain't going to really get it till you get to be a man. She said, I can tell you this about a woman, though. You got 2 types of women. She said, you got a good woman with a good heart. She'll change you for the better. She said, but if you got a broken woman with a black heart, she'll change you for the worse. She said, so you always have to be wise and listen for the wise words in the woman, and you'll know where her heart at. The fuck is Mama talking about? That shit sound insane. I'm only like 6. The fuck is she talking about? So it sticks in my mind. Monkey man. I can't let it go because I need to know what the fuck mama mean. And with other lessons that she gave me, mama said, son, I said, Mama, I don't want to go to church. Them people be lying up in there. She said, you can't say that. I said, why? She said, because you ain't like everybody else and you can't be saying everything you think. She said, you let your left hand know what your right hand doing. The fuck that mean, mama? 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. What the fuck is that? So she's saying that there's a concealed intent in one of the hands. But if you can compartmentalize this shit, you can see it better. That's why you got to go to court from the outside world as a gate. They got to gradually get you all the way down. First, they get you into a quarantine area. Then, they take you to a prison. And from there, they put you in a block. And they take you out the block, they put you in a cell. But remember, the whole goal is think outside the fucking box. So they put you in the box. Really what's going on with this box is, it's the monkey mind. They're trying to trap the mind. Because they try to educate you to follow their agenda. And those who can't conform, they call criminals. Now you got two types. The pure sociopath who can't conform because he's pure ego and he's not really there. Then you have the monkey man that can't conform because it can't be oppressed. You need a way out. So when they put the monkey man in the box, the monkey man's trying to escape. And what's the only way out? What is he looking for? He's looking for a hole. How do he find a hole? He watched for snakes. Sometimes the monkey will sit there and watch a snake for hours. Just sitting there. The snake sleep. He know everything going on. No matter, he can go eat. Everything. But if that snake move, he alert the troop. Well, what'll make a snake move? Heat. Body temperature is adjusted externally. If the temperature dropped too low, he'll be still. But where do you get the heat? Because if it's the wintertime, snakes hibernate. But if you take them out, a hibernating snake, into a warm climate in the wintertime, he'll wake the fuck up. So how do you get him in the sun? Raisins in the Sun, Tupac reference. Enter Tupac Amaru Shakur. So the Raisins in the Sun play is the play that he did at the Apollo for Jesse Jackson in his start for running for president in the 80s. When he was going to run for president, the CIA wouldn't protect him, the Secret Service. The services are a secret, by the way. So the Secret Service won't protect him, and then in comes this bow tie wearing, charismatic, fire-breathing dragon. Right? So he go to warn him, look, man, I was sent by God to tell you that that little motherfucker right there is the angel, the thug angel. Right? The thug angel. The thugs are commissioned by Kali to rob the greedy wealth hoarders. They call them Robin Hoods. They call them Robin Hoods. Why? Because they robbing our hoods. That's why there's no money concentrated in our hoods. They robbing us. But the monkey man watching the serpent. So the serpent got to point them all out. He got to go in the holes, find the fucking rats. Point them all out. Death Row East. If you believe in God, believe in Death Row East. Mirror effect. If you believe in Death Row East, believe in Rod. Dr. Rod. Witch Doctor. Hobson. down under. All over this motherfucker. I'm there. I'm there. So, the natural predator to the monkey is a serpent in the early stages of the mammalian development, and it created a genetic memory. They tell you it's instinct. It's not instinct. Everything that we ever knew, we still know. They call it Akashic records. But because they put you under this Kingu spell and put you to sleep, you see, the king, they flip the C on the side. Right? Kingu. But when he wake up, he flipped the U on the side, and then, because you know he the master of the backflip. So you got to backflip that U. Right? And what do you got? The king you see. The king you see be me. Morpheus, Mysticus, Magus, emissary of light, the redeemer of the righteous, condemner of the wicked. I come to balance the scales, and I did that shit. I watched the serpent. He flushed out the rats. I severed their head. It's a wrap. We all in this shit together, and we can't get out of it separate. All of us in this shit together, we can't get out of it separate. Military strategy 101. Your enemy and my enemy make us friends. If you got an enemy that's interfering with every motherfucker that's righteous, then every motherfucker that's righteous got to band together. Got to. Popeye reference. Red beans and rice. My favorite. Dinner. With fried chicken. Hot sauce. Red hot chili pepper reference. Red hot chili peppers remind me of the Jets. That means somebody ought to be taking a trip about now. But see, a jet got to touch down, don't it? Ain't the Jets in New York? Or is it New Jersey Jets? They was in New York, but then they moved to New Jersey. Or was they in New Jersey and they moved to New York? I don't know. I ain't really that big into the NFL. Because I'm not a nigga for life. But if you flip that shit and make it right, I'll be a niggas for life. Being that niggas mean king. And every king need a queen. And Run DMC first started to sing, they said, from queens come kings. No, they said kings from queens, and from queens come kings. Queens what? Queensbridge, Nas? Dig that, Ill Will. Ill Will. That's my homeboy. Ain't that right, Meth? Ill Will, my homeboy. Battle rapper. Dragon. Fire-breathing dragon. Watch the snake. We in the Yak Town now. About to lay it down. Now, you really don't know if you ain't been following that the Yak Town used to be the 313. That was just the Lonely Seven. That was me. But somewhere in the 90s, that shit changed. Now it's the 248, the prefix they gave. But when you add it together, you end with 14. You split it apart. That's 2 sevens I'm seeing. Just so y'all know. Now, we used to have 2 teams. We had the Huskies and the Chiefs. And the way that the scene seemed to be, they put them together and made one Phoenix, you see. So he rise from his own ashes, falling in disgrace. The last will be first. That's what they told me one day. Mama said, oh, I got to translate something. Okay, so The reference was the jets landing in Queens, going across the bridge to New Jersey. That's the flip-flop on the zigzag zig. Shattered mirror effect. In my post, I talked about the diplomats, Jim Jones. But that's the Harlem world. Trying to take this shit home. Now, if we got the Queens and the Queens Bridge,